Push on the beat.
Right, 5 August 2025, and today I'm very excited to be giving you the morning update on this Tuesday. So today I'm going to keep it very short because of some important news coming up in the morning, which is the judgment on the burial of the late president of Zambia, President Edgar Lungu. So we're all looking forward to an important and explosive judgment. And I hope that people will be able to tell us what happens over there. There's no court sitting. So what is going to happen is that electronically the judgment is going to be released. Then we'll tell you what has happened with that judgment. So let's quickly go to what has happened in the headlines. And overnight, there's been a lot of activity. So Mnangagwa and Chiwenga had a big fight overnight. And at first, Chinamasa was ordered to remove a tweet that he put by Chiwenga. And in that tweet, Chinamasa had explained that Tagwirei is now a member of the Central Committee of ZANU-PF. And that meeting was chaired by Chiwenga. However, Chiwenga was not happy and he asked Chinamasa to remove that tweet. However, after about an hour, Mnangagwa has asked Chinamasa to put back the tweet. So if you look at this tweet, it has been put back only 1 hour ago after it was removed. So Chiwenga said, remove the tweet, and Mnangagwa said, put it back. And therefore, Tagwirei remains a member of the Central Committee. Mnangagwa and Chiwenga are at odds. So the two are at odds. They are not seeing eye to eye on this issue of Tagwirei. This is because the entrance of Tagwirei is certainly the end of the presidential ambitions of Chiwenga. If Tagwirei is successful in the Central Committee, you can be sure that Chiwenga is not going to be the president, or it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a big fight. And like I said yesterday, Chiwenga prefers a process of grinding towards the end of the term of Mnangagwa. He prefers Mnangagwa to be dealt with by nature. So he doesn't want to confront him any longer. He wants the situation to develop by itself. So Mnangagwa wants, on the other hand, a challenge on Chiwenga's direct ascendancy to the president. So he doesn't want Chiwenga to directly go into the president. He wants to feel him to feel that there's a challenge. He doesn't want to become a lame duck president. Because what happens if Chiwenga becomes so powerful, then Mnangagwa's presidency will just be a said presidency with no power. You can already see right now what's happening. Mnangagwa is not making any important decisions. He's just attending conferences. And there's nothing new coming out of Mnangagwa's presidency. Yesterday, he launched the Zimbabwe tourism policy. This is a relaunch because 10 years ago, Walter Mzembe issued or launched the same thing. However, in the afternoon, I'm going to come and explain to you the differences between the two policies, the one that Mzembe launched and the one that has been launched by Mnangagwa this time around. So as you know, Mzembe is in jail. Walter Mzembe is in jail. He was the Minister of Tourism about 10 years ago, and he launched that tourism policy. So let's see what happens. But certainly the fight between Chiwenga and Mnangagwa is reaching the end because Mnangagwa is now asserting himself over Chiwenga. Normally, Mnangagwa would not confront Chiwenga. But what has happened today is a direct confrontation. And many people don't understand this. Mnangagwa doesn't like to attack people from the front. Mnangagwa always attacks you from the back or from the side. So you will never see Mnangagwa publicly attacking someone. Either he sends someone else to do it, or he's going to attack you when you're not expecting it, or what we call an ambush. Mnangagwa will always throw you into an ambush. However, in this particular case, he has directly ordered Chinamasa to put back the tweet that he had deleted. That is crazy. Normally, that doesn't happen. So let's see who is more powerful between the two, who is going to end up prevailing between Mnangagwa and Chiwenga over the Tagwirei issue. Okay, so our headline is done. As I said, we want to be quick. Let's quickly go to a very sad story. So this is the announcement by Apostle Chiwenga that his wife or his new wife, Vanessa Nyasha Verenga, is no longer his wife after only 4 days. So they were married for 4 days and then he left her. He let her go. So I want to refer you to Gambakwe.com. So if you go to Gambakwe.com, we've done a detailed post on this marriage so that we don't become a sensationalism. So if you go to Gambakwe.com, you will see that we've added details about who is she and what does she do. So Vanessa Nyasha Verenga got married to Apostle Chiwenga after he spent 5 years without a wife. His first wife, Rejoice Jerina Chiwenga, passed away in an accident while they were driving on their way from Masvingo to Harare when they're driven from Johannesburg. And she passed away. So that is the first wife here. She's got children with him. And so for 5 years, he was alone. Then he made an announcement that he found a new wife. So if you go to Gambakwe, we've got a whole timeline of what happened when she married him and the speech that she gave. So this young lady who was married to Apostle Chiwenga is not a dumb person. She is very smart. So if you look carefully at her, you will see that she is a very smart young lady. She's very educated. In fact, she's got a degree from the Midlands State University. So let me now show you Gambakwe. So we've put a post here and you can be following as I go through what has happened. So this is her father, Mr. Verenga. He is a member of the Church of Apostle Chiwenga. So she's not new to him. And she was always active in the church. However, what was not known was that what is it that she was doing between 2010 and 2016. So she went to the university, the Middle State University, where she has a degree in international relations and affairs. And she then had, she worked at World Vision as an intern, 2013, and she was a volunteer at Restless Development in Bedbridge. My understanding is that this was Bedbridge. I'm not sure, but I understand that this was Bedbridge. So she's not a young person. She's about 30, between 30 and 40. I think about 35 there, we can estimate. And in December 2023, he paid for her. And then on 26th December, she came to live with him at his home. I assume that was in South Africa. And then around February, he then sent her back to her family for the first time. On May 4, he then got her back and introduced her to everybody. So when I mean everybody, I mean you guys and myself. Now look at the speech she gave. This is also on Gambakwe, so you can watch it.
Ziklagoye! Ziklagoye! Ndinotenda mai nemukana wandimandipa. I also thank you, my Lord, for this opportunity that you've granted me. ndinokukwazisai sehama dzangu vafudzi vemweya yedu nemadzimai
Look at
enyu
Chiwenga's
ndinokukwazisai
face.
zvikurusa.
Look at Chiwenga's face.
Ndinokukwazisai zvakare dare revarume. Ndinokukwazisai zvikurusa. Kunyangwe ladies fellowship iri pakati pedu, I am humbled kuti ndinge ndichitaura pamberi penyu zvakare. Vasikana nevakomana ndinokukwazisai zvakare. Ziklagoye! Ziklagoye!
Okay, so look how she's controlling the crowd. She is not a simple person. She is a very sophisticated communicator. She controls the crowd. And suddenly, you can see how Chiwenga is uncomfortable with what she's doing. Because what she's doing, she's not being introduced or doing exchanging vows. She is taking control of the crowd. So this young lady is not simple. And what she did and what made her to be left, to be thrown out of the house by Chiwenga is crazy. So let me explain to you what she did. She would wake up at night and record Chiwenga when he was sleeping on video. And then she would record conversations with the children and send them to different unknown people, according to Talent Chiwenga's statement. She would then also do things in the house that would make everyone else uncomfortable. So there were 10 people at least living in that house where Chiwenga is living. She would do some crazy stuff that would make everyone uncomfortable in the house. And at a certain point, they then stopped her from cooking for Chiwenga because they were suspecting that she was poisoning him. I don't know why she would do that, but Chiwenga stopped eating her food. And aunt and the mother, I think the mother's sister, had to be brought in a number of times to resolve the issues. So Chiwenga then got sick and he had to go to Asia to treat stomach bleeding. He was bleeding in the stomach. So eventually there was no resolution and she was asked to leave. However, when she left, she then made claim that she was beaten up and she was forced out and thrown out with nothing. So she's going to be giving some interviews. That is why you've seen Chiwenga coming out. She's going to be giving some interviews on certain platforms about Chiwenga. She's also going to be releasing certain footage about Chiwenga. I always tell you guys that Zimbabwe intelligence always collects evidence. So if you're dealing with Zimbabwe intelligence, they always collect evidence and they do it in such a way that they start long, when you're not even popular, they start there. They've got a whole bunch of people whose job is to collect information. So myself, I consider myself to be recorded at everywhere, at every point. Whenever I'm talking to someone, whenever I'm walking somewhere, I consider myself to be under surveillance at all times. It's like when I travel overseas, I consider myself to be under surveillance. I don't even take off my clothes in the hotel room. Like I'm always dressed up. And that is because I consider myself to be someone being watched at any moment. So I don't think Chiwenga was aware. He sort of let his guard down. And that is why he ended up in the current situation where he is. A lady who goes to university and she spends a number of years working, I assume that she would have already met someone else and she would have married someone else and she would be having her own life. So I don't believe that she was what he expected. So, for example, I wouldn't believe that. Remember, Chiwenga says if you marry a woman, she must be a virgin. I don't think by that time she will be at 35. I don't expect any woman, right, to be in that state. So I hope that he wasn't expecting that when he gets here, should be without a previous history. So those are some of the things that when he says she was not in a state that a woman, or in a suitable state for a pastor, I don't know what he meant. I hope that he did not say that we'll sleep together once we got married and then discovered kuti akapera pakatoshandwa kudhara. I hope that that's not what he meant, because that would be crazy if you have those expectations of a 35-year-old woman. You are crazy. Or in fact, in Zimbabwe right now, a 20-year-old woman, if you have those expectations, you are crazy, because people are doing a lot and it's no longer the same as the past. So you just have to accept kuti times have changed. So I hope that we get more detail about what exactly he found, because there's this portion about being poisoned, being recorded, all that. That's one portion. But there's a personal portion which needed the aunt. What is it that needed the aunt that they had to go so many times? So every 2 weeks, they would travel to Chiwenga's house. What is it that they were trying to fix? Besides the recording is another thing. And Chiwenga, this was a terrible loss. This man had a beautiful wife. You can see her. She was someone who in fact, Chiwenga has the lack of getting women who can speak. Go and check out the video that we did for Rejoice Jerena Chiwenga. This woman was amazing. She would speak. In fact, let me show you a little clip. She would speak so well. And when she passed away, his whole life was ruined. It was terrible. The loss of Rejoice Jerena Chiwenga was terrible, because this is how we ended up in this situation where he had to meet other young women. Because mostly the first wife you marry is actually the best wife you can ever marry. Then the other ones, they become wife number 2. Let's see what she said here. Look at Jerena, Rejoice Jerena speaking.
Ndichada kuti nhasi nditaure pamusoro pekuti Jesus Revelation Ministries mavambiro yakaitawo ndichionawo inini. Ndakamira mutsoka mbiri dzinova my Apostle Chiwenga, which is not an official position in the kingdom of God, asi inyasha dzandakaitirwa naMwari kuti ndigova mudzimai wemaapostoli waakasanangura. Zvinhu zvinotondirovesana ndikazvifunga zvinondichi.
Okay, go check it out on Gambakwe. We've got it all. The humbleness or the humility that she had. And you can see when she's speaking, and the young lady, Vanessa Nyasha, Verenga, when she's speaking, the difference. This one, she's like a celebrity. The new one, she's like a celebrity. She is enjoying the limelight. She loves being in the limelight. And Chiwenga is so uncomfortable about this whole thing. I can see the discomfort when she's talking. Slowly, he's getting more and more uncomfortable. And that is why 4 days only. Which means between December and February, it was honeymoon period. And then it was over. And women, they need a certain type of men, especially today's women. You need to be a certain type of man to last in a marriage. If you see your marriage lasting, and you married today's women, you are a very wise man. I can assure you, you are a very wise man. Things you're supposed to do to avoid getting into a confrontation, because today's women have got access to social media, and social media changes women in a way that you've never had. Women are in groups, or they discuss things that men don't do. So men don't do what women do, and women are open about a lot of things, which guys are not. So I'm very sad to see this situation, and I hope that it plays out quickly, because I like Apostle Talent Chiwenga. He's one of the people that I respect a lot. This man has changed the way that politics is done in Zimbabwe. Ever since he came on the scene, many social media people have made a living from him. Literally from the work that he does. There are YouTubers whose only job is to copy his work and make money. And he has directly challenged Mnangagwa from the pulpit without fear. And he has suffered a lot. He has had 2 serious accidents. One of them where his wife died, and the other one where 3 people that he claimed as Zimbabwe intelligence died. So Zimbabwe intelligence have said they will go after him because members of the intelligence died. So I hope that this is not how they did it, how they went after him. And you know that the poisoning of Zimbabwe intelligence takes time. So normally between 2 to 5 years, then you develop cancer and die. I don't know what they use, but that is how it normally goes. Okay, so let's see what happens. He says that she's going to be releasing recordings. She's going to be doing interviews. I hope that we'll be able to get hold of it. I can easily get hold of anyone in the country. So I'll try to do it. I'll try to get hold of it and see what she says. But I understand she has apologized and the father is in the church. Remember what I said, the father is in the church. Okay, now let's quickly go through the news. Let's start with the appointment of Sugar Chagonda. So Sugar Chagonda is the 4th CEO of ZBC in 2 years. So Sugar Chagonda has been announced as the CEO of the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation. He is a former employee and he has worked at the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority. He has also worked for the Zimbabwe Diamond Company, and he is very close to Mnangagwa. So these are Mnangagwa's people. Before this, there was Mnangasa. Let's see on Gambakwe. I hope that I got that name correct. So Mnangasa was fired in 2024, Mnanganasa. So let's quickly look at that name so that you understand what's going on. So they fired him, they didn't announce it, and replaced him with an acting CEO. He did something at ZBC that people, so Munganasa is Maswingo. So Mnangagwa is in charge with Auxiliary Mnangagwa at ZBC. They take control of ZBC. Every night they go on the news bulletin and take control. So Munganasa here was fired on 1 September 2024. You can go to Gambakwe and check it. And he was a youth leader in ZANU. Then they replaced him with the Tapiwa Muzamba. So Tapiwa Muzamba became the new CEO after only a few months. You can see that Adelaide Kunguru here was fired after she has been in the role for about 3 years, after she clashed with Jenfan Muswere. So the new CEO was not even allowed to talk yesterday. So when they announced his appointment, he didn't even talk. This is because this guy is a Mnangagwa guy. So he's been put here by Mnangagwa to serve a purpose in preparation for the upcoming fight with the Chiwenga. So they're going to fight Chiwenga. About 3 months ago, we reported that Sugar Chagonda arrived in Baitbridge in a car. And 2 men in that car were arrested that were holding guns. So if you go to Gambakwe, you will see that we've made that report. When you look at a story called Mnangagwa Gunmen, so go and check out. I've done a video on Mnangagwa Gunmen. These guys arrived with guns at Baitbridge at the launch of a Chinese company. So if you type in Mnangagwa Gunmen, so let me tell you how to navigate the Gambakwe website. So if you go to Gambakwe, at the very top, after a picture of me, you will see a little picture of me there, and there's a search box. So unfortunately, that implementation is crazy. I don't know how to fix this. So we'll try to fix it. If you look at this picture here on this website, you just go to the extreme top and you type Mnangagwa Gunmen right there. And then you'll see that the story will pop up showing you this story about how these guys went to Bedbridge with a gun. They were searched and then the guns were found, they were arrested, but they were released. So this happened about 2 months ago. So he is a Mnangagwa guy, and let's see how he works over there. Remember, there is a vacancy at Zim Papers. There's also a vacancy at ZBC. We don't have CEOs. After the guys they were fired for corruption. So it's crazy. The media landscape in Zimbabwe is crazy because media in Zimbabwe is actually publicly owned. So the Zim Papers is listed on the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, but is controlled by the Minister of Information. ZBC is controlled by the Minister of Information, but ZBC now has money from the licenses. So the radio licenses from the cars is going to make sure that ZBC has a lot of money. So we're now looking here at an organization that you need a big or a person that knows what to do. And I don't think Sugar has got the skill. Sugar is no one. When you say Sugar is no one, in the media, there are people who are known for media. Like Oppo. If you say Oppo, everyone won't even ask you the surname. If you say Gambakwe, no one asks you the surname. If you say who is the other guy who is known for media, those names, you say Nehanda, you even know who the guy is. Or if you say Belts, those are the people known for media. Sugar is not known for media. He's no one in the media landscape. He doesn't know anything and doesn't know what to do. He has never led an organization before. And a CEO is a strategic position. I don't think he has been strategic positions. He has been more in operational positions. So let's see what happens at ZBC, because ZBC needs a transformation. It needs someone who can rip out what is existing and put a new thing. So when you go to ZBC, you don't just go there and do what's happening. You have to take out everything and put a new thing. And I don't think Sugar is there. Sugar will be waiting for instructions from Mnangagwa, and that would be all. So it's more of the usual. That's what you're going to get from Ana Sugar. Okay, I think we've covered everything I wanted to cover. So today we're looking forward to the Lungu judgment. And then let's go to the newspapers. I'll quickly look at the Herald newspaper. And as I said, I'll come back here and analyze Mnangagwa, Zimbabwe Tourism Authority, Zimbabwe Tourism Policy. Barbara Rodzi. I like her. I like Barbara a lot. I make fun of Barbara, but I like it. Let me tell you what Barbara has done. So last week, Barbara gave a speech on what needs to happen in tourism. A very detailed speech. I'll present it to you guys today. And she's very knowledgeable about what's happening in tourism. So she was speaking about, and I think she was speaking to CEOs in the tourism industry, and Mnangagwa was present. So you can go check it out, and I'll highlight it on Gambakwe. So she knows what she's doing. Unfortunately, she's working in an area where Auxilia Mnangagwa is playing a big part. So they've placed Mnangagwa in there as a deputy minister, Tongai. And on top of that, Mnangagwa has a bunch of properties with the Mnangagwa kids in Victoria Falls. So they've dominated the whole of Victoria Falls together with Obet Mpofu. They've then gone to Kariba and bought the islands there. So all the islands at Kariba have been bought by the Mnangagwas. So there are a number of islands. There are a number of islands over there, which has been dominated by the Mnangagwas. They've then gone to the Low Veld, and they've bought up a lot of the safari companies over there. And as you are aware, they are also dominating in Harare through their pitches in the hotels, in the hotel sector. So themselves, and then Hubert Angel has got one of the biggest hotels. Then you've got the new developments being done by Ken Sharp. So Mnangagwa is dominating the tourism sector. He doesn't want tourism to work because if it works, there's competition. So Mnangagwa's vision is small. That is the problem. And anything that Mnangagwa is involved in then becomes a monopoly and a cartel, which is the problem. And you will see that once you remove Mnangagwa from the Zimbabwe environment, your banking is going to work. Mnangagwa is in banking. tourism is going to work. Mnangagwa is in fuel is going to work, and Mnangagwa is in a lot of other sectors. Forex, they're in there. You've heard the complaints today about Forex. Mnangagwa is in Forex. So Barbara knows what to do, but she's constrained by the people around her, who is the Mnangagwas. They are not capable of running something efficient. So everything Mnangagwa touches becomes corrupt. Look at gold. Mnangagwa is in every sector. If you want Zimbabwe to work, you have to take him out. There's no way it's going to work with Mnangagwa over there. So let's look at that policy. What are they saying in that policy? I haven't had a chance. I'll go and dig deeper into it, and I'll ask Barbara to send it to me, or whoever else answers. No one answers my WhatsApp in Zanu. It's like when I type, "Hi Tatinda," she blue ticks me. Hi Barbara, she blue ticks me. The only person that answers me is Sean. Sean is a nice guy. He's the only guy. There's no day when Sean will never answer my WhatsApp. That is crazy though, because I always say Aka Broker. Right. I think we've covered that. What was I talking? I was talking about the news. So let's go to the Chronicle Zimbabwe. Right. Today we're starting with the Chronicle Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe Chronicle is a nice newspaper. Someone died there yesterday. So sorry about that. There was some sort of joyride which took place, and someone crashed a car, and one of their drivers died. So you can go check it out on Gambakwe. So let me show you the picture. So this is Melu Sinkomo, who was driving this car, my understanding, or who was in the car. So let's read the story properly. So the driver, Melu Sinkomo, 19 of Nkuluman 12, had allegedly taken a white Toyota Hilux GD6 without the owner's consent, with the help of a security guard and his accomplice, Shelton Dube. Nkomo was driving with 8 passengers when he encroached into the oncoming lane, hitting the motorcyclist and subsequently losing control of the vehicle, which crashed into an electrical pole. So this resulted in the death of a Zimbabwe's driver, Silas Bunu. So said about that, to hear about the death of the Zimbabwe's guy in Bulawayo. So he died yesterday. So you can go check that out. I'll ask the guys to feature this story. And then in terms of the actual newspaper itself, the Chronicle newspaper, did you know that the Sunday News newspaper was the first newspaper to publish Gambakwe in 1996? I wrote my first story for the Sunday News newspaper. So that was amazing. So if you hear guys saying, Isusu were in the media, Gambakwe was there in 1998, already my first story in the Chronicle newspaper. What were you doing in 1998? So 143 top of the range cars stolen, recovered. And then we have suspects, Melu Sinkomo and Shelton Dube, who were allegedly involved in stealing a vehicle, which later killed Chronicle driver. So these are the guys who caused that accident that I showed you. These guys, look at their hair. Very sad. And then let's see Sekuru Wangu. Sekuru Masuka. This guy makes me laugh. Sekuru Masuka is probably one of the most active ministers ever. When I go to Zimbabwe, I'm going to go to his office and visit Sekuru Masuka. He hosted a tobacco conference on 1 August 2025. So go check that out. And then what else do we have? And then Big Boss reclaims his throne with Bekumbone. So I'm going to feature this. I'll ask the guys to feature it. We always feature it so that we highlight. Because Gambakwe has got a big different audience from everyone else. And then GDP of 5% in Zimbabwe. So Chronicle doing very, very well. You can go check it out. And Barbara here, launching the Zimbabwe tourism and hospitality industry policy. So I don't know when they changed this, but it's now Zimbabwe tourism and hospitality policy. Look at Opam Chinguri, Umandao. She is there everywhere. And Chiwenga is not here. So Chiwenga is not in this picture. This is because they were fighting over that appointment, which was done of Tagwirei. And Chiwenga was made to sign the thing. So these guys are evil. They make you sign something that they know you don't like. And Chiwenga probably didn't read the document before he signed, but he's actually the one who signed for Tagwirei to become a member of the Central Committee of ZANU. So you can see that the Herald newspaper is not published. Let me see if it's published. No, it's not. So the Herald guys are not published. I don't know what has happened. And then let's look at Newsday newspaper. This is crazy. I didn't read the Newsday today. So Zimbabwe mourns death of opposition politics. Guys, opposition politics is not dead. We're going to fix it. Look at that picture. Joanna Mamombe, is that you? I can't believe it. Joanna Mamombe, why would you shake the devil's hand? You are such a nice young lady. Why do you like ZANU people? I don't know. I've heard rumors. Kuti Joanna arudanana nenge uyo. Anzani mdara. Anzani mdara we ku parliament. Baby rakadaka so no. Tuma baby no wada so. Tofa udanana ne mafana vadiki. Noti vadara. Vadara vanotipedzera nguva. But she is amazing. She looks great. Kutamba hangu Joanna handisi kuziya zvandiri kutaura. You know kuti Gambakwe anongotaura sabasa. Oh yeah. Herald we've done, Chronicle we've done, Newsday we've done. What does Newsday say besides the death of thing? Right, who is this pretty young lady? Wow. Nomtele Sisankomo. So Miss Tourism 2025, Nomtele Sisankomo has embraced community creativity and cultural advocacy. Collins Mnangagwa, Erobasa. Erobasa. I think we've covered that. Let's now end with one South African newspaper. In South Africa, there is a crisis taking place at the moment. So what has happened is that a bunch of miners are refusing to surface. So I'll cover that story when we go to a bit of detail. So they are refusing to surface. And then let's look at the Sowetan newspaper. So before I go to Sowetan, I just want you to know that there is an organization in South Africa which is calling for Lungu's body to be sent home. So this organization is led by Lebohang Shovote, and they're saying that he must go home. Lungu's body must not be buried in South Africa. You saw me yesterday with the Lungu family here. So this was amazing. These guys, they know me very well. They know that I'm only doing my work. I'm not there for any other purpose. But there's this scarf. I think it's called Given. That's Given who? That guy is crazy. Given Lubinda. Given Lubinda is crazy. Like when I arrive there, he thinks I'm there for what purpose? I don't know. But you understand, if you meet Given Lubinda in person, you're going to understand why he's like that. It's crazy. You must just chill and eat some ice blocks and around me. And as in Donzanini. Given Lubinda, oh man. So there's that organization that is calling for the repatriation of the body of Lungu. So we're going to talk to them soon. I know where to find them. And then KPMG South Africa has appointed a new CEO because their current CEO is going to be stepping down. So Jolene Pierce is going to be joining, or is going to be this new CEO. She's been working here, if I'm not mistaken, for 16 or 26 years. Let's see how many years she's been working here. Jolene has been working at KPMG for a long, long time. So that is 26 years. I don't know who works for KPMG for 26 years. That is crazy. That place is a mess. Like working for KPMG is probably the worst thing that you can do. You burn out. So I don't know how she did it. I work for Big Four in South Africa. Guys, working for Big Four, one, there's no money. Two, you get one promotion in like a year, your boss is always on your case. And on top of that, your bonus is like 5 grand. That was the worst time of my life. Like, I literally drove a car, Kalitu, what was that? Opel Astra. And my brakes, I could not replace my brakes, which only cost, I think, like 2 grand. And I couldn't replace my brakes. Working for Big Four is like the worst thing ever. So I don't know how she does it, but you learn the most. The problem with KPMG right now is they are in so many scandals. So every time there's a scandal of some sort of accounting problem, or they've not done the right thing, whatever. So KPMG, maybe under this new CEO, is going to do better. I don't know. But I know that working for Big Four as an employee is crazy. Shaka broker. Shaka broker. Yeah, don't do it. If you come to South Africa and you want to work, find yourself a nice bank or a nice manufacturing company. You make money. Not easy, my Big Four. But anyway, good luck to Jolene Pierce. I hope that she does well in this new role. I don't know about Zimbabwe, which accounting firms are there, but I know that there's some very nice people in accounting, and I like them very much. We talk a lot once in a while, but they won't want me to tell Mnangagwa that I talk to them here. Okay, let's end with the Soweto newspaper, and then we'll call it a day. Today, I want to take a rest, but I feel like working out. I am an addict, so I feel like I'm going to go and work out right now. Although when I started here, I didn't think I was going to work out. I felt like I was too tired. So let's go to this lady called Mbalenhle. Mbalenhle is trending. So I'm going to go to page 5, right? We're gonna go to page 5, but I've been distracted by one guy. So let's go here. Mbalenhle Nkomo said she was taken by carjackers and taken to Durban and then brought back on Sunday. I saw Oppo commenting on this. It's funny. A red car pulls up to a parking lot at a petrol station, and the driver emerges from it nonchalantly before walking away. About an hour later, police arrived to discover a woman apparently tied down in the back seat. This is what CCTV footage obtained by Sowetan shows of the moment on Sunday when Mbalenhle Miranda Nkomo, who was allegedly kidnapped, was found. So when they returned her, they tied her into the back of the car and brought her back to the garage. So I don't know why he would do this, but let's look at what they say. One of the garage employees told the Sowetan, I remember the car pulling in place. It was only when the police showed up and went straight to the vehicle that we knew something was wrong. So please go and read the story. And I don't know the circumstances around this, but many people don't believe it. Unfortunately, people are just suspicious that such a beautiful young woman can be unharmed after being abducted. And then this guy here is called Bethel Ngobeni, also known as Zingai Liwayo. He's a Zimbabwean. He's still on the run. His other name is also Kudzai Mashaya. So they are on the run. A Zimbabwean national whose real name is believed to be Zingai Liwayo has been on the run since December after the Pretoria High Court revoked his bail. In February, he failed to appear in court and Judge Portia Palame authorized his warrant of arrest. Guys, who is stupid enough to release this guy? This is crazy. Zvakadhakwa. Kana kuti vaka ba da. Apedzai mega. Vaka ba da. Ipapo tosia. Because apana munhu anorelease someone with so much money for gold dealing. This is the biggest illegal gold dealer in the whole of South Africa. He's bigger than Mnangagwa in terms of gold dealing. Okay, I think I've covered everything. Let's go to the comments. To me, it doesn't matter what happens in ZANU-PF. They're all the same. Yes, I agree. Ray. Twitcher. Nesi Zoro. Ndipo mve Gambakwe. Yes, let's go to our sponsor. Mkoma Chirez. I'll go give you a packet if you're in Johannesburg. WhatsApp me and we'll Uber it to you. So there. That is all. sponsor Mve, take a packet for 200, sorry, for, for 200 grams, and we're going to give you 2 free detox. So let me tell you what does the detox do. So most of you, mukasangana neka baby. So the reason why Michitambura is because munema toxins. So the detox that we got from Zambia, what it does, it cleans your system over 3 days. We are only giving you 2 so that you can sample. And then Mozotenga. If you buy that detox, I can assure you, you buy another one. Vano Chema Sevari Pamariro. So buy a packet and we'll Uber it to you. If you're in Johannesburg, our team, they will Uber it to you. And if you are in any other part of the country, the detox is only through post. We'll send it to you by post, that is Postnet or PEP. And with is amazing. If you're buy a packet, if you're in UK, United States, and all the other countries, you buy 1 packet, you get 1 packet for free. And I want to remind you guys something. So the Gambakwe packet has changed. That is the labeling over here. So if you don't see this, that is only for people in South Africa and overseas. If you don't see this, that's not our packet. People are pirating our packet because they know the Gambakwe one is original. It has been checked. So make sure your packet has got my picture on it. Then you get your free food detox. That is if you're in South Africa. If you're overseas, you get 2 of those. Yeah, thanks you very much, my brothers, for all your support. The Chinamasa is deleted. No, Chinamasa is not deleted. It's there. So I don't know why people don't understand what I just said. First, he was told to delete. Then Mnangagwa told him to put it back. So he put it back. It's there. If you go to Chinamasa's Twitter right now, it's there. He's put it back. I was going to put back that thing. So let me show you. Just because he was been told, you deleted it? Okay, put it back. So it is back. The tweet is here. There it is. There. He put it back 3 hours ago. He deleted it, yes, the original. Then Mnangagwa told him to put back that tweet. Here, it is there. So don't be mistaken. Don't be confused. Mnangagwa is totally in charge of this whole situation. So it's not going to be easy. You're not going to see Mnangagwa being removed the way that we thought. What you're going to see is continuous fighting between Mnangagwa and Chiwenga. And Chiwenga's plan is to leave Mnangagwa to deteriorate due to the nature of things. Because he knows that Mnangagwa is old. He wants him to deteriorate and be out by himself. So that is what they're going to leave him. Mnangagwa is going to do more and more crazy things as the days pass. Now let's go to Fadzi. Guys, the love I have for Fadzi is so much. She's amazing. I don't mean that kind of love, guys. I mean the love, the political love that I have for Fadzi is so much. So let's now go to Fadzi, right? I want to see what Fadzi said. You know that Fadzi is always up at this time. So I'm disturbing your workouts now. I know she wants to work out, so I'm disturbing her workouts. But when we open our center, our head office of M31, we're going to have a gym inside. So you'll be able to come in and work out and sleep there. So what we're creating is a campus. So Fadzi is well aware of what I'm promising here. Look at what she said. Good morning, 5 a.m. club. Are you seeing what I'm displaying, guys? Okay, there. Good morning, 5 a.m. club. A lion never eats grass because it is hungry. Never lower your standards on for what you deserve. Let me try to think what Fadzi is saying here. A lion never eats grass because it is hungry. Fadzi, I had a dream about a lion. I'll tell you about it. Let's go to Mini. Mini, what is Mini saying? So my network's kind of slow. So I think let us bring this to an end. Happy birthday, Tete Gucci. Pasmati watora ruoko rwangu. Who is this guy? Munga Nanzi. Magu Nanzi. Ndakamu Tagwirei. Yes, Tagwirei. Okay, this is amazing. Go check it out. And then let's go to, I want to quickly get out of here. Madam Boss, you are only going to do the non-politicians, the women. Madam Boss, I don't like it when you do the old lady. Please don't do the old lady. Wow, who is that baby? Who is wearing the dress? Is it a baby or what? I don't know. Go check it out on Madam Boss' page. So guys, I would like to thank all of you for watching. Remember what we're doing. The opposition is non-existent. So we want to build an opposition. Go to m31.com, m31zimbabwe.com, and register there as a candidate. Do not delegate your responsibilities to other people. So go over there, register. We are going to be doing a lot. We're going to build an opposition party from scratch. ZANU-PF is going to lose. They're going to lose. And we have nominated Fadzai as our candidate. So we wanted to be a candidate. It's all up to her. She has up to the 24th of this month to say if she's going to run. That's all she has to say. If she's going to run, then we'll do the rest. We're going to support her. We're going to make sure that everyone falls behind Fadzai. She is such a likable candidate. And she's going to do so well. Mnangagwa is no one. Tagwirei is no one. They'll be beaten like a snake has entered the house. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'll see you again a little bit later. And a good day to you all.